Alright everybody, welcome back to the Cleveland Browns 0-16 rebuild as we continue wrap-up mode in the year 2000. It says 29, but really it's the 2030 offseason as we are about to begin what is like the 13th or something offseason. I lost count, which means we've been doing this series for a little bit. Anyway, we won 2 Super Bowls in a row, as we all know, but then last season we were finally defeated. Actually, it was a one-and-done season for the Cleveland Browns. Now, before we begin this offseason, we do have some experience to spend. This is just unfair. I have almost 20,000 XP for both Jamal Coples and Perry Cummings, and then Shadon Underwood. He might join the 99 overall club. I doubt it, but let's try. He has 99 catching already. Let's go and... what do you even fix at this point? Catching traffic a few times. Maybe spectacular catch is a little low at only 93, so we fix that. He's a 97. And this just seems unfair. Perry Cummings is already a 99 overall player. He has top end carrying. We can make elusiveness better. He has elite juke. Why not make it 99? Let's give him a couple points in trucking. Why not? What else is there to do with this XP? Let's add the stiff arm. He'd be like a 105 overall if it counted above 99. And Jamal Coples just became a 99 overall right tackle. So after so many years in this franchise, we had no one even come close to 99. We now have a lot of players who are either close and a couple who are there. Unfortunately, you can see the throw power decreasing for Anton Greenberry, which happens to all of the older quarterbacks in Madden. So he's 34 years old now, and the deep ball isn't going to be his forte. So let's just focus on the short accuracy. All right, let's begin. Here are the Cleveland Browns and our top free agents. We have a lot of key starters here, so this is going to be tough. But thankfully now we have plenty of funds to hand out signing bonuses. So let's just figure out who needs to stay the most. First off, Morris Griffin already said he wasn't interested in signing with us, so I think I'd just like to go and give him the franchise tag, and I'll do that after I finalize everything else, because the franchise tag is worth $16 million. I think Jamal Coples is another key one to keep, and okay, we can't sign him either. I forgot who already turned us down. So, Coples, we could give him the tag. That's only $8 million. I don't know how you don't do that. How is that even the case? The way they determine the franchise tag is the average of the top 5 players of that position, their per year contract worth. So I guess in this series, the right tackles aren't getting paid very much. I'm giving Coples the franchise tag right now. We'll work on a long-term deal with Griffin on the open market. There are some players I'm okay letting go, including Moses Austin, whose speed is really decreasing at this point. We're also letting Jocelyn Fleming go, which makes me excited because that means there's a very high possibility I'm drafting a running back today. Can't wait. Let's keep our fullback, Devontae Madden, and he's testing free agency. $73 million in cap space. I like the sound of that. So Joseph Chung, 27 years old. He will test free agency as well. Dante Morse. I really wasn't interested in keeping him because I didn't think that he played like a player you're going to give a $60 million contract to. Spencer Chase, we can negotiate now for probably a 1-year deal or a 2-year deal. Okay. The tackles are not asking for a ton of money. That's excellent news. Spencer Chase. Come on! Hey, there we go. We got someone to sign. It's Adrian Barton, who's going to be our backup center. He has pretty good skills. Still can get a little bit better, too. He's 26 with quick development. Trevante Sanders. I think I'll let him test, but I would like to bring him back. Francis Goodwin just wants a $2 million contract, even if he becomes a backup. I want to keep him here in Cleveland. And he's testing free agency again. Marquise Barnes, 2-year contract. From Montana, he will stay. Alexander Torres, I really like him as a backup, so I want him to sign, and he will. I'm just not having very good luck in my negotiating today. I think these are pretty good deals for lower 70s overall players, and McMillan and Contreras both rejected. This is going to be an interesting situation on the open market. Samuel Franklin is our second best defensive tackle, but we do have Paul Bryan, who was just a rookie. We have Jordan Stewart entering the final year of his deal, so does it make sense to offer a contract to Franklin, who's only 25 years old? We do have the cap space. I think that with Jordan Stewart being 27 with slow development, getting Franklin back makes sense, but he still wants to test free agency. So this is going to be very interesting. I have no clue what's about to happen in open free agency because we just let so many of our, key players just hit the market. So basically, everyone now has a chance to dismantle our core. So the market on Joseph Chung is going to be very expensive, so is Dante Morse, but I'm less interested in that one. Tre'Davious White, Julius McNabb. How about we add one of the top players from this entire franchise? I like how a lot of these veterans, they just decide to get these expensive one-year deals and change teams every year. I think it's awesome. And I maybe want to have Julius McNabb have his next year in Cleveland. Could it be a reunion for Parker Shaw? I think he'd be a solid third running back. I have struggled to find good depth running backs in the draft. And while I want to draft someone else to be the third down back and backup, Parker Shaw is our third. Might be a solid player. Trying to keep Trevante Sanders, one of our key depth receivers in recent seasons. There's a one-year offer. Oh man, David Njoku's ratings. No, I didn't want to see that. He was one of the premier athletic tight ends, and now he has 73 speed. Catching is only a 75. It might be a career for David Njoku. Alright, Joseph Chung. We will make the top offer for him. That's a 100-point offer right there. We can probably go a little bit lower. I have better luck with free agents in this series than I do in my Chicago Bears franchise on my main channel. So hopefully that is enough right there. Replacing offensive linemen is not my favorite thing to do, especially because in this series we've always had great O-linemen. Top offer to Spencer Chase. We're going to give Samuel Franklin a 3-year offer instead of a 4-year offer. We'll see if he accepts it as we top the Jaguar offer. I almost forgot about Morris Griffin here. We definitely need to keep him. And he wants to start the 1-year big money experience early. What if we 3-year offer? I know his speed won't regress because it's at least a 90. Come on, 3 more years in Cleveland, Morris. Let's go. Safety now becomes a need because we're not going to try re-signing Moses Austin. I doubt Keanu Neal is the same player, and now he'd be extremely slow to play at safety. So the offers have been made. Let's go to stage 2. Who will accept the deals to come back? Morris Griffin rejects. Are you serious? Spencer Chase accepts. Samuel Franklin rejects. So does Devontae Madden. And Joseph Chung accepts. So Morris Griffin, where is he going? I can't believe that. We gave him the top offer. Granted, it was a multi-year contract. Alright, I guess we're going to be targeting Julius McNabb. We're going to bring in one of the top players in this series that never played for us. And wow, now Trevante Sanders' market is on the rise. Big time. What would it take? He wants the 3-year, $12 million offer, of course. So, clearly the Bills are offering close to 5 per year, I'd say. Alright, let's see these league signings. Dante Morse to the Bears for $60.7 million. Morris Griffin takes the 1-year deal to go down to Jacksonville. Jocelyn Fleming also joining him in Jacksonville. Madden to the Chiefs. Austin to the Texans. Alright. Samuel Franklin going down to Arizona. This is very weird. So we have both McNabb and Tre'Davious White, who are the same overall, and their ratings are pretty similar. White would be the cheaper player. So we can give him an offer, although McNabb was tempting just because I know he's been a superstar in this series. But I think Tre'Davious White has the most interceptions out of anybody that's actually in my franchise. So we'll give him the big offer to try and shore up cornerback for a little while. We do have Ross Fanene, and we also have Jamario Mullins, but you need 3 cornerbacks at least. And I can't really justify paying that much money for a number 4 receiver. Trevante Sanders now can go be maybe a number 2 or 3 somewhere else. He was always one of my favorite depth players on this team. He filled in for injuries and did a phenomenal job. Look, it's Lynn Bozeman. He's made some plays against us in the past, but I think that we're fine at receiver. No need to sign a veteran. Tight end is still in need. Also guard, safety, defensive end. So we have some targets for the draft. Wow, an 8.0 combine grade for a safety. That's incredible. We get 4.48 on the 40, which is great for a safety. And then great 3-cone, 20-yard shuttle, 26 reps on the bench press. Max Martinez is one of my favorite prospects, but he should go off the board way before we're ready to even think about trading up. On to stage 3, and we do sign Tre'Davious White to a 1-year deal while Trevante Sanders likely heads to Buffalo. We'll see if that's where it did end up. McNabb chose the Cowboys, and Sanders, where is he? Going to Buffalo. Finding a few more values to add to the draft board, and PJ Sims could be someone we end up targeting. He had 42 reps on the bench. That's incredible. He has to have like mid-90s strength in that case. And Francis Goodwin will stay in Cleveland for 1 more season. We now have our last round of scouting now, and here is a look at the draft board right now. We have 53 players, which is pretty typical. Just taking a look here at our key needs. I would like to draft a running back, and I do have some options. I would like to go and draft a guard, and there should be a few good choices for us, even if we're not taking one early, like Jared Yount from Arkansas. I like his combine grade a lot. Better run blocker than pass right now. Lawrence Purcell, if we address that early on. Maybe Javier Durr from West Virginia. He's a better pass blocker with really high strength, so I think I'd favor him over the rest. For pass rusher, there will be options, but it might require a trade up, and given the level of our team, I think that I should definitely consider it. Russell Shorts III, 34 reps on the bench. He's going to have great agility and an elite power move. I'm interested, but early first-round talent, he likely goes too early for us. It seems like I talk a lot about trading up, and I don't always do it. Today I think I should. I have a 1, a couple 2s, a couple 3s, a couple 4s. So what are we going to do with all those picks? So a look at the roster before the draft. At quarterback, I like our options here. We have the veteran, Anton Greenberry, and a good backup in Charles Backus, who's going to be entering the 2nd year in Cleveland. Perry Cummings needs a new backup, so we will address running back at some point. At receiver, I'm not too worried about anything here, so that just might be a value situation. If there's the right fit for the right player, I'm not going to address it very aggressively. I would like a tight end, but this tight end class is one of the worst I think I've ever seen. Offensive line is great outside of right guard because there is no right guard. And then defensive end, no left ends, only 1 right end. That seems problematic. Why didn't I sign anybody there? 2 defensive tackles, so rebuild the front 4. I like our outside linebackers, Hull, Butler, and then at middle linebacker, Glears, Huggins, Torres. Definitely need some defensive ends, and I might have to sign a couple veterans. Tre'Davious White, Ross Fanene, Jamario Mullins, solid trio there at corner. But then at safety, we do need a new strong safety. So it's time to get to work. And the Miami Dolphins are on the clock to start at number 1 overall. They will go and take a running back. That's what I'm talking about. I need to write that down. I need to see what kind of a running back goes number 1 overall in a series like this. I might have to sell the Browns and go buy Miami. That's the kind of team I want to control. A wide receiver goes number 2. Then at number 3, a corner. So we have like my 3 favorite positions going all in a row, and then quarterback. That's boring. Then a receiver going to the Bengals. Packers will address linebacker. An end goes to the Chargers. Hackney to the Chiefs. And now at number 10, we have Martinez to the Jets. So we're down all the way at number 28. And I would consider a move up, but it might have to be for more the middle of the teens right here. So a few more picks will skip. The Giants go offensive line. Then a receiver to Dallas. Simon to the Colts. It feels like they're addressing positions I wasn't worried about. I still have 45 players on my board, so clearly some of them have gone. But is there somebody worth trading up for? Well, it actually seems like most of my pass rush options were taken. I have a couple second round prospects here. Gordon Day is actually a first round talent, but I don't know his good pass rush move. Then Tavante Roberts from Montana. Did not have a good combine, but we know his pass rush move. The late option is Cameron Ferris, and I'll probably target him later. I like that he's going to have really good strength and a good power move, so that's going to be one option, but I was hoping to address this early. So as far as first round talents that I've actually scouted, there are some offensive linemen, but I really didn't want to address offensive line here in the first. We could look for a successor to Lawrence Glears. Antoine Farmer would be phenomenal to fill that role. We also have receivers, and some really good ones. DeMarcus Godin, Javier Poole. So this is a great receiver class. Are they serious with 5 first-round centers? Is that a glitch? It doesn't appear to be. There were really that many first-round centers. Alright then. So if I had to pick a player right now, it would either have to be Marshall Boyd or Antoine Farmer. They're both first-round prospects. Boyd would give us another great tackle for the future. He's only 21 years old, so I might prioritize him, and maybe we'll trade up. A 3rd round pick to move up to 16. It's almost enough. We have 2 3rd round picks. I don't think this one is going to be much more valuable, so I doubt this works, but maybe we throw in like a 6. The 3 and the 6 help us get it done, so we move up with Chicago. And we're going to add to our offensive line. One of our strengths gets stronger, and now younger, because that was important going into the future. Marshall Boyd is the pick, and he is 30th in true talent. I was worried he'd go soon. He has quick development, solid all-around offensive lineman, even if he doesn't have elite strength. Farmer ends up going to the Seahawks, so we definitely want to see his ratings in comparison to see what else we could have done. Oh wow, Day went at 24. That was earlier than I expected. So we have an option late that we like, but we're going to need to sign some veterans. And now an unprecedented run here on centers. 3 go at the bottom of the first round. We select now at number 48 overall. And it seemed like a lot of my targets went early in that round, so I'm not sure. Here in the second, I usually trade down. We could go get Derek Gill, who is a running back from Clemson. Good vision, good juke, but nothing in his combine score really stands out, although it seems like he'll be kind of an average athlete, which is fine. Let's go for it. A running back in round 2, Derek Gill. Welcome to Cleveland. He's 17th in true talent. And while nothing really stands out as amazing, he does have solid skills pretty much everywhere. Adequate speed, plus ball carrier vision. Carrying's a 91. Trucking will get him something. We got some traits over there. We have juke, elusiveness. I mean, he's solid all around. I like that pick. Now I think I want to go defensive tackle. Maybe. There's Marshawn Essex here. We know he has good block shed, good power moves, good bench, good speed. Well, now it's going to be hard to talk myself out of drafting him right here. I know that there was another defensive tackle I liked. down here, PJ Sims. They're both really good players. I might just need to take both. Why not? Marshawn Essex, though, is going to be the pick right now. Essex, 79 overall, 16 in true talent, 90 strength with quick development. And to the third round, we select again. And now, what does the board look like? We have 21 players. PJ Sims is there. We could take him right here. We have a 3 and 2 4s now. Trey Boone. He's another target potentially, but his speed is worrisome. We're actually going to go offensive line right now because Jared Yount is the top left guard on the board overall. He's going to have really good strength, great run block, high impact block. He's the pick at 77 overall. He's number 25 in true talent. We're getting some solid players added to the team in this draft, and for a mid-round guard, you got to be pretty happy with a player like this. Now at 113, is Hill still available? It really would not be in need at this point, but he is such a good player, and I think he went. So we'll see wherever Hill went. I want to check out his ratings for sure. He actually went at 104, and I wasn't expecting that because there were 4 or 5 defensive tackles ahead of him on the available list, and I didn't scout most of them, so I wasn't sure if they were good. So he went earlier than he was supposed to, according to that. We're going to trade down, although it's not going to give us an additional pick for this year. I'd like to get maybe one more late pick, but I just didn't see a player I wanted to take in that spot. Now we have 2 picks very close to each other. So right here, I just want to take a player I don't want to miss out on. We're going to address pass rush with Cameron Ferris, and he's a 69 overall. He's 84 in true talent. Speed isn't great. Power moves is 83. So he doesn't solve our issue at defensive end, but he adds depth. No one's offering their late round picks for this year, so we're just going to trade out entirely, and we're going to grab a future 3rd round pick from the Seattle Seahawks. That takes us into the 5th round, so we have 2 picks to go, 1 here in the 5th and 1 in the 7th. And on my board, I still have 8 players. So I should just take my favorite one now because we're not picking again until one of the final selections in the draft. And I think here I want to go Danton Armstrong because I still see him as potential value here to maybe succeed. Oh wow, Lawrence Glears, I was going to say. And yeah, he has that kind of potential. Superstar development. He's 35th in true talent with great speed, hit power, block shedding. He'll fit in well with Lawrence Glears on this defense. And now for pick number 220 in the NFL draft. Do we have anybody left on my board? Absolutely not. So it's time to go and see if we can find an interesting player. I never drafted a safety. The ones I liked went early, so I might want to try getting a safety now that shows some potential. The highest combine grades are both free safeties at 7.4, DeAndre Johnson and Marquise Golladay. So which one do we select? Golladay is faster, but not by much. Really good vertical jump for Johnson, and it's a lot better than Galladay's. Johnson also benched more. We'll take DeAndre Johnson, a 64 overall free safety with 90 speed and 69 zone coverage. All right, that's it for this draft. And I want to see the players that I missed out on. So we address right tackle, not a major need. Halfback, again, not a major need. Same can be said for defensive tackle, but next year it could be a need. Then we do get a guard, a pass rusher, a middle linebacker, and a free safety. So I couldn't address everything in this draft, as a lot of the players that were very good went very early in this class. So the Chiefs took somebody here. I just wrote down Chiefs. And they ended up taking PJ Sims, who has an 81 overall. I don't want to check it. Do we have to? Can we just move on? Fine. PJ Sims. Quick development, 94 strength, 81 block shed, 82 power move. Alright. Instead, I took Marshawn Essex, and maybe he's a slightly worse player, but they're so similar. They have a lot of the same strengths as players and the same development. The Dolphins took Dante Hester, the #1 overall player. He's a running back from Clemson. 88 speed, 89 trucking, 89 vision. Does he have elusiveness? He does have 79 with 89 agility, so he's very good at a lot of things, maybe not elite at anything. Well, I guess 90 stiff arm is pretty elite. So, interesting running back here going to the Dolphins. And then Seattle. They took Antoine Farmer. And he has 84 speed, 83 block shed, 90 hit power. But I mean, we address middle linebacker pretty well ourselves without having to spend a first round pick. So compare him to Danton Armstrong, who has superstar development. A better player maybe, but definitely a higher ceiling. That means we still need to look at pass rusher and safety here for free agency. So now we're post-draft, and I've got to sign someone. I might need to consider making a trade because these are not the highest overall players. I can probably find somebody in a trade, but what about defensive end? We have high 70s here at left and mid 70s at right. We're first going to sign Preston Edison, who's a veteran from the University of Minnesota. We'll add him, and he might become a starter. We're also going to sign Rajon Hayes to be a defensive end. He has 84 speed, and his power move is 70, finesse move is 74. Okay, here's a safety who's interesting. He's an undrafted rookie. Denard Ricard from Eastern Michigan. He might have a chance to start. So certainly this defense is going to look different. We've made sure the offense is pretty much the same, and that is really the identity of this team. But what's going to happen to the defense? The front four is young. We have excellent linebackers, good corners, but then at safety, it could very well be the veteran Francis Goodwin in year 13. And maybe it's another veteran, Marquise Barnes here from Montana. Maybe we have Ronell Bedell. I don't know who's going to start. But that's going to do it for this episode, everybody. Next time we go through the entire season unless we win the Super Bowl. And we will see just how good this team can do after a 12-4 season a year ago that did not get them any playoff wins. Thank you all for watching. Please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and you can hit that bell for notifications when I post videos and create posts as updates letting you know what content is coming and when. I will see you all soon. Have a great day.